Pleasant afternoon. Welcome to the World News on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Here are the top stories. President Tinubu orders more sanctions on Niger Republic. Governor Abiodun closes defense at the Elections Petition Tribunal. In business, President Tinubu vows to end Nigeria's over-reliance on loans. And on the foreign scene, Blinken warns on Russia's Wagner taking advantage in Niger. And in sport, Athletic Federation of Nigeria releases team list for 2023 World Athletics Championship. Details of this and more coming up shortly. Now the news in details. I am Oluwafisayomi, Ajibola. President Bola Tinubu has ordered fresh sanctions through the Central Bank of Nigeria on entities and individuals related to and involved with the military junta in Niger Republic. The special advisor to President of Media and Public Affairs, Ajuri disclosed this during a press conference on Tuesday. The president's spokesperson noted that military intervention in Niger has not been ruled out, but believes diplomacy is the best way forward to resolve the crisis. Ngaleli also stated that far-reaching decisions will be taken by ECOWAS bloc at the upcoming extraordinary meeting on Thursday in Abuja. The Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, says President Bola Tinubu is committed to improving the lives of Nigerians. Speaking with State House correspondents after a meeting with the President, Okonjo-Iweala noted that her visit was not in the capacity of the WTO Director General. The former finance minister said she and the President pledged their readiness to improve the welfare of the citizens. He added that our conversation with President Tinubu centered around formulating approaches to stimulate job creations, foster women empowerment, and foster digital trade within the country's economy. The Senate has transmitted the names of 45 confirmed ministerial nominees to the presidency. The Senior Special Assistant on National Assembly Matters, Senate, Senator Abdullahi Gume, disclosed this in an interview with journalists at the National Assembly on Tuesday. On why the numbers of the ministerial nominees was increased to 48 as against 42 in the previous administration, Gume said some of the ministries which were merged before will now stand alone, namely the Ministry of Works and Housing. Spokesperson for the Senate, Yemi Adaramodu, says the Red Chamber may re-invite the three ministerial nominees yet to be confirmed for re-screening. Adaramodu, representing Ekiti South Senatorial District in the 10th National Assembly, made this known during a television program on Tuesday. The three ministerial nominees yet to be confirmed by the Senate are former Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, Abubakar Danladi from Taraba State, and Stella Okotete from Delta State. The Senate had on Monday approved and confirmed the ministerial nominations of 45 other appointees of President Bola Tinubu after a voice note. The organized labor on Tuesday rejected the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, as the head of the federal government team that will negotiate with labor union on subsidy removal palliatives. The national president of Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, made this known when the leadership of the labor union visited the Senate. According to him, the chief of staff had been too busy to call for a meeting, adding that President Bola Tinubu's wage award committee has yet to sit almost 2 months after the fuel subsidy removal. On his part, the president of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, Festus Osifo, in his presentation, maintained that the country's political elite had not modeled the sacrifice they demanded of Nigerians. The Labour leader went to the Senate to meet with the leadership. The Nigerian police force says it has arrested 297 suspects for illegal possessions of firearms and recovered 520 firearms since assumption of office of Acting Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun. It added that 4,043 rounds of ammunition and 264 stolen vehicles were also recovered. Egbetokun made this known on Tuesday during a meeting with members of the police management team, including Deputy Inspector General of Police, Assistant Inspector General of Police, and Commissioner of Police at the force headquarters, Abuja. The IG also noted that the police force will partner with Nigerian Customs Service and other security agencies to secure border against the insurgent, especially considering the political situation in the Niger Republic following the military coup. Noting that there are still prevailing and projected threats across the country, the police chief said the force is currently carrying out several anti-banditry operations in the northeast and north central regions. The federal government says it is working on plans to develop quality care for older persons in Nigeria. The Director General, National Senior Citizen Center, Emen Omokaru, said this on Tuesday during a 2-day workshop on the development of policy guidelines and regulatory framework on quality care assurance for older persons. The event was organized in partnership with the United Nations Development of Economic and Social Affairs in Abuja. Omokaru said the 2-day engagement was to ensure quality care for older persons in Nigeria. He also said the engagement was expected to consolidate frameworks and standards operational procedures to ensure improvement in quality care and well-being of older persons and their caregivers in Nigeria. Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, on Tuesday closed his defense at the Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Ishabo area of Abeokuta after calling 6 witnesses and tendered several documents. At the resumed hearing on Tuesday, the police and the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLA, presented multiple evidences against the PDP candidate Ladi Adebuto on allegation of votes buying. Counsel to Governor Abiodun, Wole Olanipekun, SAN, sought the permission of the tribunal to tender the document through the bar. Meanwhile, the third respondent in the petition, the All Progressive Congress APC, is expected to open his defense on Wednesday. You are listening to the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Still to come, business, foreign and sport. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. President Bola Tinubu has vowed to end Nigerians' over-reliance on borrowing to finance public spending. He spoke on Tuesday at the inauguration of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms. The committee, set up on July 7, 2023, is chaired by a tax and fiscal policy expert, Taiwo Oyedele. The committee, which comprises experts from both the private and public sector, is responsible for various aspects of the tax law reform, fiscal policy design and coordination, harmonization of taxes, and revenue administration. Speaking at the event, the president said the committee is in line with promise to remove all barriers impeding business growth in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, has warned against Russia's Wagner's mercenaries taking advantage of instability of coup in Niger. In an interview which was released on Tuesday, Blinken doubted the Wagner plotted the Nigerian military July 26 ouster of the elected president, Mohamed Bazoum. He, however, expressed worry over the group possibly manifesting itself in parts of the Sahel region. Wagner has partnered with African nations, including Mali and the Central African Republic, leading to wide accusations of abuses of rights, groups, and Western governments. Still on the foreign scene, one of Colombia's most notorious drug lords, Dairo Antonio, has been sentenced to prison by a U.S. federal judge. Known as Antonio, Usaga was extradited to the United States from Colombia last year. Usaga pleaded guilty in January to running a criminal enterprise, engaging in a maritime narcotic conspiracy, and engaging in narcotic importation conspiracy. U.S. Direct Court Judge Dora Izari sentenced Usaga to 45 years in prison on each charge, with sentence to run concurrently. The 51-year-old, who faced the mandatory minimum term of 20 years in prison, agreed as part of his plea deal to pay $216 million in forfeiture. In sports, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria (AFN) on Tuesday released the 26-member list for the 2023 World Athletics Championship in Hungary later this month. World Women 100 meters hurdles champions Tobi Amusan was, however, excluded from the list. The Athletics Integrity Unit (AIU) had last month handed Amusan a provisional suspension for allegedly missing 3 tests in 12 months. Other notable absentees from the list include Godson Huemure, who pulled out due to injury, and Udodo Omozurike. Ese Bruni will lead the Nigerian contingent to Budapest, hoping to improve on her silver medal in the women's long jump from Eugene, Oregon last year. The 2023 World Athletics Championship is scheduled to hold from August 19 to 27. The World Players Union (FIRO) says it will assist Super Falcons players in getting their outstanding bonuses, payments and allowances from the Nigerian Football Federation. FIFPRO, in a strong worded statement released on their Twitter handle on Tuesday, urged the Football Federation to honor its contractual agreement. The NFF and the Super Falcons players have been embroiled in issues bordering on outstanding bonuses and allowances before the start of the World Cup. The Super Falcons were knocked out of the competition on Monday by the Lioness of England. Also in sports, Anthony Joshua will fight Robert Hilson in London on Saturday after the Finnish boxer was brought in a late replacement for Dillian Whyte. The all-British heavyweight fight between Joshua and Whyte was cancelled last weekend after Whyte failed a drug test. Al-IyamoyeTv fought in his homeland on Saturday, but has answered the call to take on the former two-side world heavyweight champion. Al-IyamoyeTv, who has 32 wins and 4 defeats from his 36 professional bout, was knocked out in the first round by Donity Wilder in October. That was the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. But before I go, here's a quick recap of the headlines. We did tell you that President Tinubu has ordered more sanctions on Niger Republic. Also, Governor Abiodun closes defense at the Election Petition Tribunal. And in business, we told you that President Tinubu vowed to end Nigerians' over-reliance on loans. And on the foreign scene, Blinken warns on Russia's Wagner taking advantage in Niger. And in sport, Athletics Federation of Nigeria releases list for 2023 World Athletics Championship. For details, log on to www.al-IyamoyeTVradio.com. You can also check us out on all our social media handle with the handle at Al-IyamoyeTV. Thanks for being part of the World News. The World News was edited by Abid Al-Tawhid. I am Oluwafisayomi Ajibola. Good afternoon.